The dumbest thing about this show, big spoilers here, is giving Gaia all of the powers of the Avengers. You know, like, we already had this issue with Captain Marvel. She's too powerful. Nobody can beat her. That's why they didn't put her in anything. All right? It's bad enough that, you know, her movie was kind of anticlimactic because she just beat everybody. It's like they took a fourth grader and the kid just said, hey, let's just give them all the powers. Just give them all the powers. And it's like, oh, okay, that's a great idea. No, it's not. That's not a good idea. Not from a narrative storytelling point of view. Like, you have to be able to have stakes. You have to have stakes. And there's no stakes if the characters are so overpowered that nobody can beat them. Like, we haven't even solved this problem with Captain Marvel yet. We have still yet to see a character that can actually beat up Captain Marvel. We haven't seen that yet. And so that was like one of the weakest aspects of Avengers Endgame, was just Miss Deus Ex Machina come flying out of the sky, blowing up the ship. It's like, she hasn't been in the whole movie, but, we need a way for them to blow up the ship. Oh, we'll just have the superpowered character come in, who conveniently was written out of the story, because had she actually gone back in time with them, she would have solved all of their problems in 5 minutes. And the story would not have been that interesting, because the stakes would have been ruined, because she's too powerful and there's nothing else that can beat her yet. Hopefully the upcoming Marvels movie will solve that, but I don't have high hopes for that movie, so, you know. But they just went ahead and did it again. But like 10 times worse, because now there's this character that has all of the superpowers. It's like, who's going to beat her? She has the power of Thanos, for peak's sakes, and Captain Marvel. How are you going to concoct her? What is she going to go up against? Galactus? She literally has to just, like, fight Galactus now? Like, how are you supposed to create stakes and intrigue and interest in the further stories when it's just like, oh, well, why don't they just call up Gaia? She can, like, beat anybody. She has all the superpowers. Like, hopefully make something wrong with her, so, like, does it work all the time or something like that? Like, maybe working again? Fantastic. So, that's what I was saying. Who's going to beat her? Like, whenever there's a crisis on Earth, like Captain America 4, why don't we just call Gaia? She can beat Red Hulk, no problem, because she has the powers of the Hulk and Abomination and Captain Marvel. So, how is this supposed to be stakes and Thunderbolts in Captain America 4 when we know there's a super powerful character out there? I mean, does the British... And she's working with the British government now. And so it's not like she's just going to be completely out of the know and not know what's happening. If Captain America 4 and Thunderbolts have any sort of significant plot points in them, it's going to be noticeable, especially to the British Secret Service. They're going to tell that lady, and that lady is going to call Guy and be like, hey, go over there and fix this problem real quick. It's like, you're going to have to concoct a very good plot reason or character narrative, which they didn't do in this show, so we still have no idea what her emotions are, aside from the fact that her dad is dead. Her dad is dead, which is stupid because I liked him, and he really did die for nothing. That's another thing I didn't like about the show. Talos dies for nothing. No point to his death whatsoever. He should have... on it like this. I'm so freaking mad. He was one of my favorite characters, and I got to see one of my favorite characters in like an okay movie in Captain Marvel, and then I get to watch him die and be wasted in a borderline maybe okay kind of bad show. I'm just disappointed overall. I'm an unsatisfied fan. Okay, like, I've been with the MCU since my childhood. I was like, what, 13 when Iron Man came out? And to just see everything go downhill so fast in like the last 4 years, just been really disappointing and sad. And, you know, maybe they can fix it. I don't know, but it's gonna take a lot of work, and I don't understand why they would do this. And each episode, there's so many inconsistencies, not inconsistencies, but just things that didn't make sense. Like, how is Nick Fury allowed to sit guard in a Russian hospital? Like, do they not have security there? Like, how does America just take over? How does the president's, like, how does Secret Service keep the president safe in a hospital? Are there no Russian diplomats rushing to go see him and take care of things? Like, just a lot of things that happen in this show where you're like, wait, wouldn't that, you know what I mean? The good part is Nick Fury and his wife. The dialogue that they had was actually kind of good. I kind of sort of cared about them, but in a show that really struggled to make me care about anything because I didn't believe it had the budget or the guts to actually follow through with its stakes, which it didn't. It only fell through in like the stupidest way, which is giving Gaia all the superhero powers. That doesn't make any sense, but you know, like, yeah. So hopefully there's audio in this, because I was afraid that I just said all that for nothing. So basically, Secret Invasion is mid. You can skip it completely. Basically, here's what happens. The only difference between the beginning and the end is that Nick Fury now has a wife on the station with him who happens to be a Skrull, and there's this female Skrull out there who has all of the superhero powers ever. That's it. Oh, and the president's really stupid. He just declares war on the Skrulls, and we know that he's just not going to be around because there's going to be like a new president and Thunderbolts or whatever. I don't know. So yeah, I basically summarized the show for you. You don't need to watch it. Go away now.